All right, greetings. Welcome back to Blackburn News, where everything is connected. How you doing? Apologies for a little bit of a late start today. Just things going on this morning that I had to uh, give my attention to, and I don't know if you'd call it an emergency, but it was time sensitive, so I had to take care of some things this morning, which backed up my time a little bit. But here we are. How you doing? We're live on YouTube, Callin, and Rockfin, and jump right into it. So, where are we here? Want to start with something. Let's see. Where are we going to start with something? Oh, I don't know why I have doubles of. Maybe I didn't mean to have doubles of something. Darn it. Hate when that happens. Well, anyways, I want to start with this. Let me just say, excuse me, Judy Truitt says hello from the edge of the Gila Wilderness. Is it Gila or Gila? I imagine it's Gila. And got a lot of people on Rockfin already. That's good. What's up, people of Rockfin, Osama, Judy, Kevin Shanholzer, etc. Yeah, oh man, yeah. Did Marty McCorkle pass away? Yeah. Yeah, Marty McCorkle, Marty messaged me a few weeks ago. I think it was about 2 weeks ago. And he let me know that he had terminal heart failure, imminent heart failure going on. I thanked him for his, all his writings and his presence, and I, said goodbye to him then. But I didn't really want to, I didn't want to say anything about it on the channel because I don't know if that was something that he would wish to have people know, apparently because he messaged me privately. So anyways, very sad news if Marty McCorkle is indeed gone from this plane. I follow him on his Twitter, and he is an artist and really painted some beautiful art. Yeah. Thanks for letting me know, guys. He was also incredibly funny. If you remember the comments that he would write, I would read a lot of his comments a few years ago. I would read McCorkle's Corner, and he was an incredibly witty and very caustic, sarcastic, witty writer, but he was very good, funny stuff. But sad to hear of Marty McCorkle's passing. All right. So I want to cover this again. It's hard for me to. There are a lot of independent journalists that I really like, and I appreciate their work, and I follow them because of the work that they do. But I am also kind of beginning to see a pattern. There is a definite pattern of climate denialism, kind of mixed with a, they're going to depopulate the earth kind of message, and maybe they are. I don't know. But sometimes I hear things that are just kind of like, what is going on? Some of the things that are said, the reason why I pay attention to this is because some of the things that are said are a little bit wacky and don't make a lot of sense, and also confuse me as to what the actual motivation for the message is. And I'm not really implying anything necessarily, but when people say things that are almost contradictory or a little bit, I don't know, off the map as far as logic goes, you have to start wondering, like, is it just you? Is it just you, or is it me? That there seems to be an intention to giving people weird information. So I don't know. I have no idea. But I just want to play this from Grand Theft World because I like Grand Theft World. I watched the show. This is from 2 weeks ago. They do every Sunday night, and so I didn't listen to the one from last night. This is from, I often don't really have time. Their show is very long, 6 or 7 hours. Mostly really good stuff. But, again, when they get to the climate change stuff, sometimes some of the stuff, when they get to it, I'm just like, I don't know. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And then I wonder, why are you saying these things that don't make sense? Anyways, let's listen to this because this is almost kind of, I've almost actually made jokes about stuff like this. The Dr. Evil in the mountain top layer, like, I'm going to destroy the planet so I can take over a destroyed planet, right? There are some people that propose, schemes that are just like, huh? Was that really a scheme, or was it just like these people did really shitty things to make money? They built all these schemes up to fleece the public or to scrape off their cut, their percentage of everything, that's going on in the global capitalist market. Right, and then they made all their money, and they just destroyed the planet in the in the process. And now we're sitting here going, "Oh crap!" Right, which is kind of what happened. It's kind of what happened. That's what happened with industrial. Short synopsis of industrial civilization is like, "Oh, look at all these cool things we can do. Oh crap, we didn't know they were all going to destroy the planet. Oh, what do we do now? It's too late." Like, that's kind of a short synopsis of climate change or planetary destruction, whatever you want to call it. So, in Grand Theft World, they go hard on the Club of Rome predicted overshoot. And this was all an evil plan. They've been setting this up for years to take over the planet. I mean, what Richard Grove lays out here is so kind of ridiculous because, like, it's like somebody saying this. They have a depopulation agenda, and their plan all along was to depopulate the Earth. But first, they populated the Earth, right? Like, if somebody said that to you, said like, yeah, this overpopulation thing is, a bunch of hooey. It's all from the depopulation agenda from the people, the bad people, which we know they're bad people. Right? But first, their plan was to overpopulate the Earth and then enact a depopulation agenda, right? So it's like, what? And that's exactly what Richard Grove says here. And I'm like, what? I had to stop. When I heard him say this, I was like, no. I got to play this on the show because it's just so silly. But listen, hopefully it'll work for me. See, even this happens on Rockfin. This, like, I can't play. Hold on one second. Crap. This happened earlier where one Rockfin was playing, but the other Rockfin would not play, or would not give me sound, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know what is going on here with this. Let me see if I can actually. Hey, not that. Well, somewhere in here, Maybe I can get this to work. Nope. Maybe. Oh. Whoa, there's an error code? That's weird. There's an error code? Oh no, that is crazy, guys. Can you see that? Oh no, you can't see that. Why can't you see that? Mm-hmm. Man, lots of weird, funky stuff going on today. All right, so I'm trying to, you see that? There's an error code. Can we get this to play? Man, these tech problems are kind of. Donut Empty Circle says, I fear unknown agents are conspiring to make me less paranoid. Let's see if we can do this another way. Wow, that's totally wild. But you know what? I'm here and I meant to play this clip and I want to play this clip, so I will figure out how to play this clip. And we're going to do it live. And I'm not going to let this one go. There's an error code on this. That is pretty crazy. Hold on one second. Let's see if we can go elsewhere for this. Let's see. You guys good? Everybody got a stream on Rockfin? Okay. Everybody got a stream on. What if we open this in Chrome? Will you guys let me open this in Chrome? This is really wild because this was just playing. I just had sound. Everything was working like 10 minutes ago. Will this play on Chrome? Oh, it looks like it is. Okay. Can I get sound on Chrome? Looks like I can. It's very low. Okay, here we go. So maybe let me change something up, guys. Sorry if this is a little awkward and a little weird, but I want to I really want to Chrome tab. Let's see. Yes, this is what I want to do. Share tab audio. Yes, that's it. Okay, I think we've got it. Look at that. Look at that, doing it live. Here we go. Okay, so we're gonna share this. We're gonna play this. I don't know. I just want to know from you guys. Does this sound weird to you or what?
Footprint, that appendix. That's fun to read. Anyway, these people who are planning out limits to growth for the past 30 years, 40 years at this point, almost. Yeah, over 40 years at this point. Almost 50 years.
Just about.
Can you all hear that? It's really low. Anyways, I'm gonna play it and hopefully y'all can hear it.
Right? 1970 is what they go back to with the predicament of mankind, man. You know, while people were watching Cheech and Chong movies, these people were making plans to take over the world for your kids and grandkids. Sad but true. Not conspiracy theory. Not anti, Earth. I'm not trying to destroy the planet. But these people artificially making people do conspicuous consumption through making things like cheaper and not to last long time, so you fill up the landfills to convince people that the world is overpolluted. The plastics that are poisoning the oceans that could have been replaced with hemp 60 years ago, we would have a biodegradable form plastic that is now...
Okay, hold on. Now, let me just pick this apart. Yeah, that's true. The plan to destroy the planet for quick profit is, pretty well documented, right? We're going to make plastic because it's cheaper and it's better and it comes from oil, it uses oil, so we need more, so anything that uses oil, we want to push that. Medicines that use oil, agriculture that uses oil, cars that use oil, Why? Because we live in an oil economy. Sure. but somehow this is an evil plan to destroy the earth so that they can tell you that the earth is in bad shape. Okay. What is going on in your mind, Richard Grove, that you actually mouth these words out of your head? I don't. Again, this is like. Am I making sense? Do you understand? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? How weird that sounds? So this is all part of the plan. They made cheap consumer goods, and they got everybody to consume a bunch so that they can tell you that we're destroying the earth. After we destroyed there was a big evil plan to overpopulate the earth so they could tell you it was overpopulated and depopulate the earth. That was an evil plan? It's like mind-boggling pretzel logic goofball. Like, I don't know. Did you guys get that? What he said? This is a big evil plan. This is their evil plan all along. Sorry, I just lost a little bit of respect there for the show. I like Grand Theft World, but when I heard that, I'm just like, you guys are literally saying the things that I've been kind of mocking a little bit for the last few months or year or couple of years, however long. You're kind of literally saying that, I've got an evil plan, I'll destroy the planet. Zach says he's just repeating their words. The same people have written a considerable amount of this over the years. I mean, I don't know. So, I don't know how, I don't know if somebody truly believes what they're saying or if somebody wants them to say, I don't know. But that right there is like high level, like, what? Like we're being logical by being super illogical. It's the same. I mean, it's the concept of like, the people that did the Columba Rome are all bad. Therefore, the things that they were saying aren't real because these bad people made this study. And I was like, no, not necessarily. Right? Bad people made the nuclear bomb. That doesn't mean that the nuclear bomb is fake. That doesn't mean that nuclear power doesn't exist or, the theory of nuclear reaction isn't real. It's totally real. Crazy people made it up, right? And, you may question who was behind the Club of Rome or limits to growth or all that kind of stuff. But just because you think they're bad people doesn't mean that like the things that they actually outlined are not true. That's just not a logical conclusion. Even though one of the hosts of this show calls himself a logic professor, but I'm like, that's not logic though, professor. So that's mind-boggling to me when I heard this. When I heard him actually mouth those words. So this is all a plan to destroy the planet. Hold on, guys. I don't want to destroy my stream is what I don't want to do. I'll just stop sharing that. The plan was to destroy the planet and then tell you that the planet was destroyed. See how that works? I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, God. I mean, it just gets really convoluted. I mean, I'm going to move on from this. But the other thing that they the other thing that they kind of try to run out there is that, like, the entire, like, socialist, hippie, new age, new thought movement was all a construct of MK Ultra, and it was all like put out there and organized by the bad people. And I'm like, actually people do believe in those things, right? There's a something that I can't remember what his name, the documentary filmmaker that they play this documentary filmmaker all I can't remember his name right now. Adam Curtis? No, maybe that's wrong. Saying something like, it's something like, one of the Rothschild-linked people or a bad person thought up the word holism. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. Maybe this person was a Rothschild or maybe they weren't. But the thing is like, holism as an idea is actually pretty accepted, right? Holistic medicine, holism, thinking about things working as a whole together. So it doesn't really matter if the person that thought it up was somehow a bad person or linked to bad people or whatever, as if somehow holism is a bad idea. Holism is a great idea, and lots of people subscribe to the theory of holism. I'm one of those people, right? I like to think of things in the whole. Think everything affects everything. Relativity. And I was looking a little bit at this, and like Albert Einstein was talking about the person who invented the term holism, and he was like, well, along with my theory of relativity, this other theory of holism is going to be an important theory going forward. And I was like, well, no duh, right? Because relativity, or, you know, everything has an effect on everything else, is kind of the bedrock of holism, right? Everything has an effect on everything else. Holism as an idea is not a bad idea. It's actually a great idea. So it doesn't really matter who thought it up, but you're putting it out there as if like, well, this person thought up the word holism, and so therefore it's bad. I don't know. I just, maybe these folks really believe what they're saying, and so therefore I don't know, I can't really like judge them if they really believe what they're saying. I can judge them, but I mean, I can't really say like, you know, anything about why they're saying it other than, you know, maybe they really believe it. But it's just like, what? Some of the things that get put out there are just like super bonkers, and I'm like, you know, like suggesting that the whole like hippie movement or new age movement or new thought movement is somehow all a construct of like the bad people. And it's like, no, they were in there, sure, trying to like twist people's brains, but people really actually care about the planet. People actually care about, you know, good things, and like being, you know, and being free, and you know, progressive thought, and, you know, helping people, and right. Anyways. Gene says, when other countries pollute the environment, it kills the frogs in Costa Rica, equals holism. Exactly. Things have an effect on, you know, other things, you know, and the earth as a whole. You can do something over here, and it can have, you know, El Nino and La Nina events have, you know, worldwide implications, right? Even though they are events that happen in the Pacific Ocean, generally contained in a particular area of the earth, but it has worldwide implications for weather. It's just, I don't get it. I just had to point that out, and I'm going to move on. But I had to point out how weird that was. This is their plan all along, to pollute the earth so they can tell you that the earth is polluted and then do things to you. Okay. Alrighty. Gotta think about that one. It was a lot. It was a lot there for me to think about. I didn't get that one. Sorry. I'm also just saying, pay attention to the things that people are saying, especially on the shows, you know, especially and including the shows where you think, oh, I'm getting all the truth on this show. Everything they say is absolute, you know, gospel. You sure about that? You sure? Anyways. But let's go into, I mean, you know, it's just summer, bro. It's just summer, bro. It's just hot. You know, it's just, you know, summer, it's just hot all the time. It's just record-breaking hot all the time. You know, that's just summer. It's just stuff that happens all the time. Breaking records with heat all the time. It's just, it happens all the time. That's what some people are trying to tell you, too. Extreme temperatures around the world today. July 31st, there are 3 hot spots in USA. The Northwest, where this exceptional heat wave is ending today. Texas and the Southeast, the heat will move towards the central states in the first days of next week, and then to the northeast coast. Most of USA will get its share of intense heat. Stay cool. Pretty warm. But look at this. Look at this heat in the Northwest. I mean, that's just pretty eye-popping. And they're predicting like massive heat event for the middle of this week, starting tomorrow. Creative Experiment says, notice they stopped saying well below. You're right. They did. I didn't notice that until you said it, but thank you. Well below 2C will stay well below. That's right. They're not even talking about one, or maybe they were talking about 1.5C, but they can't, it's already out there that like 1.5C is a done deal. We're already there, or we will be there in a few years, right? So by the end of this decade, we will hit 1.5C, and that's not even a debate anymore. They're just like, yeah, that's going to happen. So once we get there, then what is it? How long do we get till 2? Human Love Solidarity, I Survived 2021 t-shirts in merch. Okay. Do you have those shirts, or are you suggesting a shirt for me to make? I don't know. I don't know. There could be a few good plays on that idea, I think. More extreme heat. Excuse me. Gosh. It's from 2 days ago. Today, July 30th, is the 5th consecutive day with 110 Fahrenheit in Northwest USA. Next week, a powerful heat dome will build in the central states with extremely hot conditions expected in the Dakotas, Nebraska, and Iowa. The Corn Belt will have dangerous this. Stay tuned. Okay. Let's keep going. August, here's for, James Corbett, living in Japan. It's summer. It's just summer. August starts again with record heat in Japan, with some all-time temperature records beaten. So record temperature records beaten, but it's just summer, bro. The now 38C, Obama 39.1C, Shiatsu 37.5C, Aoya, I don't know how to say that, 38.5C. Tied records. A few days ago, Sakai had its hottest night on record. That's also right, the lows. The lows are breaking records for being higher than ever. The lows are higher than ever. And again, one more time, this has been happening more and more frequently if you've been paying attention over the last 4 or 5 years. Japan, China, all over, everywhere. Record-breaking heat, more heat waves, on top of floods, on top of, we can go on. XR Cambridge, this is a good tweet. Could climate denial be understood as a reaction to the loss of impunity that people living in dominant societies have got used to for so long? And this is something, I kind of try and touch on a lot, which is like the denialism is in, not only just a human supremacy concept, right? That, no way trying to tell me that humans are doing bad things to the planet, or in that we have to, contain ourselves to save the nature. Oh, what a silly idea, right? Like, I don't know. Could you think about it, possibly? Could climate denial be understood as a reaction to the loss of impunity that people living in dominant societies have got used to for so long? The privilege afforded by a global north status is being lost to physical forces. Easier to deny the physics than entertain status loss. Indeed. Not just of your culture, but also of your species. the idea that, you know, humans, again, I love freedom. I like freedom. I don't want humans to be subjugated. However, that's not the same as humans coming to a consensus on controlling themselves. That's, you know, that's okay too. To do stuff like that, you know, and I know people will resist. People always resist. I mean, you know, it's really funny. I sometimes I talk about this, but not too often. But like, I'm a crypto person. I'm into crypto, and every once in a while I'll tell a story about crypto. But there's these crypto projects that I'm in, and they'll enact rules because some people are not bad actors, but they're opportunists, right? So some people in these crypto projects will be more opportunistic, let's say, nicely, than others, and they will drain the system, the project, of the liquidity of the money, right? They're taking more money than other people are getting, right? And what they're trying to do is build these systems to last, you know, to have longevity, to last for a while. In order to do that, you have to actually enact controls on people destroying the system by being greedy. And it's it's just an absolute replica of society and how society works. So they put these controls in, and that's, you know, what are these controls? They're regulations, right? You got to regulate the bad actors so that everybody doesn't get screwed and the project dies, right? And that's kind of the basis of a socialist society, right? Or, you know, whatever you want to call it, democratic socialist society. Let's put it that way. And the funny thing is they'll do votes, they'll enact votes on certain measures that will help the whole of the people that are in the project, and the project, you know, sustain itself. And the people that are draining the system, the bad actors, will always be like, no way, man, no, this is ridiculous, this is the worst thing, oh, this project sucks, you guys are going downhill, that's it, you know what I mean? They come out of their face so hard because they don't want to be regulated, they don't want to be controlled, they don't want their greedy asses to be controlled. And these are just regular people, right? These aren't billionaires, these aren't elites, these are people, you know, that have a lot of money in the system, and they think they deserve to take everybody else's money because they have all the money to begin with. Take everybody else's money and let everybody else lose all their money. They think they deserve to do that. So this you know, concept, this a way of existing, this thought process isn't just an elite thought process. It's not a process that's, you know, only the people in government have, or people that are elite No, a lot of people have this thought process. This is a very human thought process, right? If I have all the stuff, I deserve all the stuff. And F you if you say anything about it. But it's just, you know. So you can apply those things to society as a whole, right? Like, so if somebody's like, hey, I want to, you know, for the good of the whole, so that we don't destroy the planet, or we don't destroy society, you know, or so that we make things more fair for people, we're going to enact these controls. And what happens? The people that have been leeching off society go, no way, man, this is ridiculous. So all of that, put all of that in context of all the people that are just, you know, that are people that are, you know, also saying, like, we can't have regulations, we can't have these controls, we can't address climate change, we can't address overpopulation, we can't address any of the society's ills, we can't have social safety nets, we can't, you know, all of these things are all bad, the government is all bad, they never do anything to help you, and everything they do is just horrible and terrible and corrupt. Right? You know, there's, could be some impetus for people to back these kinds of messages. Why? Because they don't want anybody controlling their greed and their leeching. I don't know. Anyways, if you live in a capitalist society and you're doing pretty good, you know, you're doing all right, you're making a little bit of money, and you don't want anybody changing anything up. Don't rock the boat, man. I'm doing good. Screw everybody else. I don't know. Anyways, little sidetrack there. Which is why I'm all I'm all for the regulations that help the whole of the project or the people or the earth. And you're gonna have to shut down the naysayers. You're gonna have to tell the people that are like, no way, man, no. You're gonna have to say, like, I'm sorry, man. We took a vote. This is how most of the people feel. Right? Rugged individualism. Yeah. They go on to say also, why is this more pronounced among nationalist ideologies? Dominant colonial countries can and even should take what they want without consequence. Right. Right. That's our oil over there. That's our lithium over there. Those are our those are our populations to subjugate and to work for a dollar a day. You know? No, we don't want you people voting for governments that help your own people. We don't want that. I don't know. It's just, I find myself listening very closely to some of the messaging of some of the people and finding myself wondering who does this serve? This is a pretty crazy footage from Oman. Flash floods often don't come with much warning. Again, floods, heat, destruction. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see this. This is pretty wild footage, though. Look at this. People just playing in the river, hanging out, having a good time. Looks like a nice day. And then all of a sudden, wham. This massive wall of water suddenly comes through. And some people are extremely cavalier about they're like, oh, well, that's interesting. I'm going to stand here while this flood comes at me and take a picture. And they eventually go in and drag somebody out of the flood who's stuck in the debris. But pretty wild footage. Anyways, pretty harrowing stuff. Where are we with this? Let's see. I may have to jump off of YouTube now. I've only got a couple more things to finish. Yep. YouTube. It's been grand fun hanging out with y'all. I'm going to have to leave you and continue the show on Rockfin if you want to watch the rest of the show on Rockfin. You can, or you can listen to the show on Callin, and I will see you all tomorrow at the regular time of 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Until next time, peace.